Good morning, Eidsvold members and friends. I hope you are well. How are you doing this day? School year is just about over with. It's Memorial Day weekend. You'll learn to know that that's one signal that the school year is just about done. We here at the church are still celebrating Easter. Do you believe that? Easter seems like it was a long, long time ago. But actually, this is only the seventh Sunday since Easter, the seventh Sunday of Easter. Today in our lesson, one of the lessons from Acts, we have the disciples on that first Easter, gathering that they had. It was about 50 days actually after Easter. We'll celebrate that day next week. It's called Pentecost. And they had this kind of hole within them. You see, Jesus had risen and gone to heaven, and all of their work with him before had been with him. And now they had to figure out what to do without him. They're about to be given a special gift. We'll talk about that next week. But right now, they're kind of searching, wondering what to do. And so I have a story for you today about a hole in your heart. The story is called Gator. Gator was once the happiest carousel animal in the world. He loved the flashing lights, the sound of the calliope, the feeling of wind on his face. But most of all, he loved the laughter. In those days, the line for the carousel seemed to go on forever. All the children wanted to ride on Gator, Duck, or the golden fish. But times had changed. Every day, the crowd was smaller than the day before. Finally, the amusement park was all but forgotten. The rides stopped running, the lights went dark, the laughter was gone. With nothing else to do, Gator fell into a deep, deep sleep. He slept and he slept. And as he slept, he dreamed that he was once again whirling on the carousel. He could even feel the wind in his face. But it was only a spider attaching its web to his snout. The carousel was still quiet. The park still empty. Unable to sleep any longer, Gator left his place on the carousel. He touched the hole in his heart where the pole had been and looked out over the empty park. It was time to leave. "Where will you go?" asked Duck. "I'm not sure," Gator said. When he reached the park gate, he turned around and looked back at the carousel, where he had spent his entire life. He looked at Duck, his friend who had always been there, right behind him. Then Gator opened the gate and walked out into the world. He was soon lost in a deep, dark forest. He walked and walked until he knew every turn and every path, every twist and every tree. A cold wind blew right through Gator's heart. At last he came to a bridge. Some ducks were swimming down below in the stream. "Well, look at that," Gator said. "They look just like my friend Duck." He leaned over to say hello with his biggest, friendliest, toothiest smile. But he slipped, so instead of saying hello, he said something more like, "Augie!" Splash! And the ducks flew away. Gator hadn't known that ducks could fly. How amazing. I'll have to remember to tell Duck about that. And then Gator heard something. Laughter. It was coming from beyond a large open gate. "Maybe this is some sort of amusement park," Gator said as he walked inside. But where were the flashing lights? Where was the calliope? Just as Gator began to think that it was not an amusement park after all, he saw something amazing. Alligators, he gasped. Maybe I should go in and say hello. But they were not what he had imagined. These alligators were big. These alligators were scary. Luckily, they were also asleep. Quickly, Gator tiptoed back out of the alligator pen. Tears filled his eyes. He was tired and lonely, and his search had led him nowhere. He sat down on a bench and began to cry. He had had enough. He wanted to go home. Then Gator heard a little boy laughing. "Daddy, what's that funny alligator doing out here?" asked the boy. "Why, that's no alligator," said the boy's father. "That's Gator. He was my favorite animal on the carousel at the amusement park." "Can we go there?" the little boy asked. "I want to ride on Gator." Gator jumped up. The amusement park had not been forgotten. He could bring the laughter back. He began to lead the way to the carousel. He was going home. More and more people followed. On and on they went, back over the bridge, through the forest. "Hello, Duck," called Gator as he led the people through the gates. The calliope began to play. The lights came back on. Gator took his place on the carousel, and the little boy climbed up on his back. The hole in Gator's heart was gone. He turned to tell Duck about his many adventures. Did she know that ducks could fly? As the carousel whirled around, laughter filled the amusement park. Everything was just the way it used to be, except for Duck. Gator had a hole in his heart. Something was missing in his life. It was the laughter and accompaniment and relationships of those that would come to ride on his back as he went around and around the carousel. In our story from Acts today, the disciples had Jesus missing from their heart too. Sometimes we have things that go missing in our lives. Right now, we're missing each other. Maybe you are missing your grandparents or other people in your life that you would normally see. You see, the thing is, though, that as Gator and the disciples found, it was really only in serving and walking with others that that hole in our heart can get filled. So, of course, the challenge for us right now is to figure out what serving other people, do you know what that word means, serving? It means like helping them, maybe offering them food, maybe offering them a hug if you can. So the challenge for us is to figure out what that looks like now. Who can you serve right now? Could you serve your parents, your brothers and sisters? Could you serve a pen pal that you maybe haven't seen? Could you find a way to serve your local food bank? Maybe ask your mom or dad to pick up some extra food at the grocery store when they go next. You see, it's only in fulfilling our purpose as God's children, in serving others, in loving others as God loves us, that those holes in our heart, those holes in our lives get filled. Gator found that out. Jesus' disciples found that out. And we know it's true today too. I hope that I have been of service to you this day in reading you the story and talking to you. Together, we can help fill each other's hearts as well. God be with you, friends. I look forward to seeing you soon.